Hola, ¿cómo están, my compañeros? This is the executive order signed by Joe Biden. I think it's upwards of 48th presidential action. I'm not sure if it's 48 or 47 or somewhere around there. This is the establishment of the White House Office of Faith-Based and Neighborhood Partnerships. Okay, so what I get when I read that is that this is an EO in order to help bring neighborhoods together with faith-based institutions. And so as I'm reading this, I see that that is what it is. It's policy. Faith-based and other community-serving organizations are vital to our national ability to address the needs of and lift up low-income and other undeserved persons in the community. This is what I don't like. Notably, including persons of color. That doesn't make any sense. The people that need to be lifted up are poor and indigent people. That's not based upon skin color. That's based upon socioeconomic standing. So for them to, as an executive action of the office of the president, try to identify melanin content as an actual characteristic of a human that they could base needs off of shows a total lack of foresight, depth, willingness to not be politically correct and to actually be correct. This is politically correct, and that's cultural Marxism. Political correctness is fascism. Political correctness says, no, you can't say that because you're going to hurt their feelings. You can't be honest because you're going to hurt their feelings. That's fascism. When somebody's beating you over the head with somebody's emotions to stop you from doing something that you feel is right in your heart and you want to express, and somebody says, no, that's going to hurt my feelings. You're not allowed to feel like that. That's called, I think that's emotional fascism, but it is definitely cultural Marxism. This is the absolute definition of cultural Marxism, this executive order, because what this is doing, it's a trick. It's not expanding faith-based organizations. As you go in here and read this is offering the same status to secular organizations that faith-based organizations used to have. And I would say that faith-based organizations, how many churches are in a city, can be directly proportionate to how enjoyable it is to be in that city, because private institutions of charity are important. The thing I would like to point out is that many faith-based organizations are institutions of charity for charity's sake, whereas many secular activist organizations are charitable for their own personal profit. So this is what I'm finding interesting. This executive order allows for federal funds to not only go to faith-based organizations, but also to assist in organizing more effective efforts to serve people and the needs across the country and around the world in partnership with civil society, including faith-based and secular organizations. When I see that is tons and tons of federal money going to organizations like BLM or Antifa, because they're secular activist organizations, so they get federal funds. I'm really seeing this as a doorway to turn organizations that are dangerous into organizations that have the same bona fides as a church that's been on the corner for 100 years. I don't think that secular organizations should get the same status as a faith-based religious organization. I think that those are two separate elements of a human person. And when you deal with faith-based organizations, I'm not speaking of Christianity or Judaism or anything along those lines in particular. I'm meaning just in general faith-based organizations that put the benefit and the well-being of the spirit above the benefit and the well-being of the person's immediate situation. Because many secular organizations are all about self. What do I need now? What can I get? Not ever, what will I give? It's always, what can I get? It's to the detriment of individuals. Charity from an uncharitable heart turns into tyranny, in my personal opinion, because the uncharitable heart holds the charity over the less fortunate and gives it to those that they wish and not those that they don't wish. See, a church is many times churches will be very fair in their administration of charity. I would like to hope. I know that some instances where there's certain lifestyles that they do not support. But I think that in general, that faith-based organizations are much quicker to reach a hand across the aisle than secular organizations. I've not really seen BLM try to reach a hand across the aisle. I've not ever seen Antifa go and do any sort of good charitable work. I've never seen Antifa do anything beneficial for the community that they were espousing to hate, but also claim. There is a difference between faith-based organizations and secular organizations when it comes to community service. And this EO that was signed by our pseudo-president Biden is going to open the door for federal funds to go to secular organizations that do not have the community's best interest at heart. They have their own interest at heart. This is frightening. This will see money go to Antifa and the like.